The Clinton administration commissioned a very extensive study, nationwide study, of the impacts, potential impacts of global warming on every state, on every industry, agriculture, coastal development. It was completed 2000, 2001, right at the end of the administration, and one of the first acts of the Bush administration was to attack it.
And it happened really starting in the first year of the new administration, at the same time that the president was pulling out of the Kyoto Protocol negotiations. The White House Science Office was telling us to start deleting all references to the National Assessment of Climate Change Impacts.
For the first time, Americans all across the country were going to be able to look at what the impacts on them would be. Throughout the 1990s, most of the science could give you these broad numbers, very national. You couldn't localize it to people. You couldn't make people understand how it would affect their lives. And the national assessment was designed to do exactly that.
So we looked at agriculture. What is it going to mean to food and agriculture in the U.S.? What is it going to mean to human health? What's it going to mean to forests? What's it going to mean to water resources? What's it going to mean to coastlines?
It also showed very serious dangers to coastal development in places like Florida, where some of the most expensive condominiums sit directly in the path of a storm surge, and billions of dollars of real estate at risk. Those are the kinds of things that show the American public where they live how global warming will affect them. And the Bush administration had to stop that at all costs.
And as soon as it surfaced, it basically became a lightning rod for the coal and oil industries and for the skeptics that they sponsored.
There was basically, thou shalt not mention the National Assessment on Climate Change anymore. And it was, you could see it excised from documents in the index, government documents.
The first thing that happened is that the White House ordered the EPA to remove this document from their website and take away all references to the dangers and the perils of climate change. And there was some back and forth between a member of the White House Climate Office, a guy named Phil Cooney, and Myron Ebell of the Competitive Enterprise Institute, in which it turned out the White House was asking this institute to sue the White House to basically deep six this report.
Then there was a lawsuit filed by the Competitive Enterprise Institute that tried to demand that even links to PDF files of these documents on the web be all eliminated from the internet. And this is taxpayer-funded federal government stuff, and the global warming denial machine went to court to erase it from the web. And that case was dismissed with prejudice. You can still find some of those links, but it was a vanishing act.
What we missed by not having that assessment out there for the public to see is people did not get a good sense of what this means to me. I think a lot of Americans don't think of climate change as something that affects them here and now and in the near future. They think of it as a problem for somebody else.
This process of the national assessment, first of all, was a slap in the face to hundreds of scientists who worked on this for years. And what it does in terms of a large-scale suppression of an intelligence-gathering enterprise, what it does to block a process that's essential for national preparedness, to me makes it the central climate change science scandal of this administration.
For more information, go to the Center for Investigative Reporting's website at www.muckraker.org and watch the documentary Hot Politics on PBS Frontline. See it on air or online beginning April 24, 2007.